Well, welcome back to Unlocking Organizational Behavior, the podcast where we explore the key concepts that drive successful management and leadership. I'm your host, Dr. Obi Paul Byram, and today we're discussing Chapter 4, Attitudes, Emotions, and Ethics in the Workplace. These elements are critical in shaping behavior, influencing decision-making, and determining how individuals interact within organizations. Now, by understanding these concepts, you'll be better equipped to create a positive and ethical work environment. That's something that's vital, not just for organizational success, but for personal growth as well. In Section 1, we're going to talk about understanding attitudes. Well, let's start. Attitudes. These are essentially our evaluative statements. How we feel about people, objects, or events. Think about how you feel when you see a brand like Patagonia on social media. If you're someone who values environmental sustainability, you might have a positive attitude toward Patagonia because of their commitment to using recycled materials and promoting ethical practices. Now, this attitude is shaped by three components: affect, behavior, and cognition. Affect. This is the emotional component, how something makes you feel. For example, you might feel good about supporting a company like Patagonia because it aligns with your values. Behavior. This reflects your intention to act. Perhaps because of your positive attitude, you decide to purchase their products. Cognition. Cognition, this is your belief or knowledge about the object. In this case, you believe that Patagonia is a responsible brand and prioritizes sustainability. As future leaders, business leaders, understanding these components of attitude can help you shape your attitudes of your team. For instance, if you want to foster a positive work environment, consider how you can align with company's practices with the values and beliefs of your employees. Now, just like Patagonia aligns its brand with the values of its customers, you can align your organizational culture with the values of your workforce. Section 2, the role of emotion in the workplace. Well, next, let's talk about emotions and how they influence behavior in the workplace. Emotions are intense, short-lived feelings that can significantly impact how we interact with others. For instance, consider how you feel when you achieve something in a game or when your favorite team wins a match. It's exhilarating, right? That's a positive emotion at play. In the workplace, similar emotions can drive cooperation and productivity, while negative emotions can hinder performance. As a manager, it's important to be aware of the emotional state of your team members. If someone has experienced a negative emotion, a supportive conversation, or even a temporary change in task can help mitigate the impact. On the flip side, recognizing and celebrating positive emotions, like after a team accomplishment, can reinforce good behavior and morale. Well, let's move to Section 3, Corporate Social Responsibility, CSR. This topic is increasingly important in today's business world. Corporate Social Responsibility, or CSR, this refers to a company's effort to be socially accountable to its stakeholders, the public, and the environment. A great example of CSR in action is Unilever, particularly with its sustainable living plan. Unilever has committed to reducing its environmental footprint by halving, let's put it this way, cutting their waste associated with disposal of its products by 2025. Wow. Now, this not only helps the environment, but also resonates with consumers who are increasingly concerned about sustainability. CSR isn't just a nice to have. It becomes a business imperative, especially when it comes to sustainability. Now, companies like Tesla are leading the charge in this area, not just by producing electric vehicles, but by committing to renewable energy solutions. These efforts are well documented and serve as a model for how business can integrate sustainability into their core operations. As future leaders, considering how your organizations can contribute positively to the environment will not only help the planet, but can help create a competitive advantage in the marketplace. Well, incorporating CSR into your strategy is about aligning your business goals with the broader values of society. It's about making decisions that not only benefit the company, but also contribute to the well-being of the environment and the community. As you move forward in your careers, think about how you can advocate for and implement CSR initiatives in your future workplace. Now, before we wrap up, here are a few questions to reflect on. How do your attitudes towards certain brands influence your purchasing decisions? Can you think of a brand that you support because its stance on social or environmental issues? Have you ever noticed how your emotions impact your work or school performance? What strategies do you use to manage your emotions in a high-pressure situation? How important do you think CSR is in today's business world? Can you think of a company that you admire for its CSR efforts, particularly in sustainability? Well, in conclusion, attitudes, emotions, and ethics are intertwined in shaping how we interact in the workplace. By understanding and managing these elements, you can create a work environment that is both productive and ethically sound. Now remember, as you move forward in your careers, the decisions you make will not only impact your organization, but also the broader world. Let's all strive to make those impacts positive. This episode of Unlocking Organizational Behavior was based on Chapter 4, Attitudes, Emotions, and Ethics of the textbook Organizational Development and Change by Cummins and Worley. And we'd like to thank Audio Coffee for the music and sound effects used in this podcast. And if you enjoy the podcast, please subscribe and share it with your peers. Until next time, this is Dr. Opie Paul Byram signing off. Keep striving for positive change. And as we say, stay curious and keep learning.